What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here. Delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. Sign up for my newsletter, never miss a video, and get a free graphic novel for your troubles. All right. This is Gotham by Gaslight Deluxe Edition. Now, this book's been in print several times, but this deluxe edition, it's a little different. Nice hardcover, and that's why I decided to get it. And, they had me at Steampunk Batman. So that's the cover by Mike Mignola. You got an interior right here. It's that like light cardboard that DC uses for a lot of these hardcovers. Same that you get on the Man of Steel Superman that was just done. I love the weathered papering look at the beginning to give it that steampunky feel. Nice table of contents, and we get a history by the writer Brian Augustine. Now, the pages are a bit thin. They really thinned out this paper, which is, it's good for shelf space, but it's a bit annoying. But basically, this is the tale of Jack the Ripper, but he's come to Gotham. And over the course of this, Bruce Wayne gets accused of murder himself, like he's the one doing it, because he keeps disappearing as Batman, and then solves the murder. It's a very simple story, but it works really well. So I was very happy with this. Look at just the big Victorian imagery. Mike Mignola does a wonderful job. His layouts are amazing. His setting is amazing. He's got beautiful horses. It's maybe not the most detailed or polished of art, but honestly, I enjoy reading books like this a lot more than a lot of modern books because they just have that comic-y feel to it. And it's got a great feel. I love the coloring and the way that it's done with these full, thematic colored spreads. It just adds a lot to the story here. There's a lot of little Easter eggs. Laird Table Factory. I'm gonna guess this is a tribute to Eastman and Laird. I don't know for sure. There's a lot of little names on here. Sickert and Company. You could look these up and just wonder if they're friends of Mike Mignola or somebody in the comic industry. He's trying to give little shouts out to. I love stuff like that. It's just so nice. Look at the way the Batman's done and just how he's got the shadow here. It's just a shadow line. There's not much going on, but it evokes the fear in the thugs here. You got them in plain sight, and they don't know what's going on. You really can't. They really can't tell what's going on. Just beautiful stuff. So of course, Bruce Wayne does his detective work, and he ends up in jail. Here's a couple long pages where it kind of goes over the trial elements, and then a nice little Gotham Gazette, but really thematic stuff that just feels very, very appropriate for the time period. And then eventually Bruce Wayne breaks out of jail and, of course, solves the mystery. And it ties back into his father. This is somebody who is jealous of his father and is killing the women. This is a spoiler, I guess. This is an 80s book. I shouldn't have to spoil it. I shouldn't have to give spoiler alerts, but whatever. And he was jealous about Martha Wayne. So Jack the Ripper is a gamma male. There you go. And that is basically the end of it as the police come in and we get a really nice thematic gargoyle Batman setup right here. Just beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. And that was it. That was just a single graphic novel. And that is what we have a deluxe edition of. Now, there's more stories in here. The next one is called, I should remember this, Master of the Future. And unfortunately, Mike Mignola does not do it. We got Eduardo Barreto on the art, and it's a little different. And then we got a couple things. I guess there was this countdown presents the search for Ray Palmer, Gotham by Gaslight. I guess that was part of some event. I don't know what that was about. And then we get Convergence Shazam, which was another event tie-in where they go back to this setting at the end of it. And these came much later, 2007, whereas the first two came from the 80s. The second storyline was about Gotham was about to have this like World's Fair sort of setup. Are we into this now? Yeah. And I like Eduardo Barreto's. Was it Barreto? I'm sorry. This is what happens when you're not professional at this. I know Mike Mignola. Mignola? Oh gosh. Everybody's gonna eviscerate me over this video. What can you do? Eduardo Barreto. I like his art. I think he does a great job too. He's obviously no Mike Mignola, but whatever it is, he does a good job. Basically, there's this guy, and he is coming to the Gotham World Fair, or it's basically a World Fair type of deal. And he's threatening all the mayors and all them, you better cancel your fair or else I'm going to be a real bad man. And then bails. And he's got an airship, so we get very much more steampunky, very beautiful scenery in this, nice settings. It's a lot brighter than the last one. The Jack the Ripper is a darker tale, and this is a little more whimsical of a adventure. And Batman is more in his blue cape than just an all-black attire like in the last one, to kind of show the difference. And of course, if you're going to jump up on airships and things like that, it's going to be a little bit more whimsical. But I love this. This is what I love about steampunk, and this is totally my speed. So I was very happy to read this. I almost liked this better than the first one, just because the story was that much more pulpy and ridiculous, and falling it out of an airship. That's fun stuff too. Nice little horse chase scene through the fire and the wreckage of the fair as Batman saves the day and rescues everybody. Beautiful action adventure right here. So well done. I enjoyed this, and though it was a less personal tale for Bruce Wayne, because the first one really had a lot of tie-in to him. Bruce Wayne gets the girl in the end. You get a perfect pulp tale, and they can actually develop the characters and do things like that, because this is not in the main continuity, which makes for a better story. So here we talk about, so I guess that you get a little description of what happens with the Convergence event here. And we have, later on, we have modern art now. Teen Titans go back in time and end up kind of stuck in Gotham here. And actually the artist here does a nice job too. I have no idea who did this also. Wow. I should have researched this. I've already gone to the table of contents. We can look at it. Greg Tocchini, I'm not familiar with that person. And then the next Shazam stuff is actually written by somebody else too. So this one's still written by Brian Augustin, but Jeff Parker does the next ones with Evan Doc Shaner on art once we get past this for the Shazam stuff. And basically, they're back in time and trying to get back to the present, because there's time hijinks getting involved, and they have to fight off this army of man-bats. So I don't know anything about the event, so that was a little like, what's going on here? At least the Shazam stuff had a bit more of a coherent storyline, and it's got a little bit more of an older comic-y vibe to it than that one, so it actually fits in a little better. You see the coloring's a little different, and just the way that the art's drawn is a little different. Fits in a little better with the original Gotham by Gaslight. And basically, the Shazam kids have lost their powers, and they get thrown back in time. And you get every character from Shazam in here, all the ridiculous ones. Tawny. So if you're into this, you will enjoy this. If you're not familiar with Shazam, you'll probably be confused by some of the characters. But basically, there's a little kid, and he gets the powers of Shazam, or Captain Marvel, and then his sisters kind of got the same thing. They fight a giant robot, and then eventually get thrown back in time through hijinks at the end of the first issue into this setting. We get some beautiful references to other characters from the Shazam and DC universe here, which is nice. And gosh, this art really worked out very well. And look at that Batman on his flying machine. So he invents a flying machine, much like the Batwing and all that, and heads up, and just very, very beautiful. This is the type of art I'd like to have on my wall. Maybe I should hunt down the original art of that. That's pretty cool. And they're back in time here, and they fight a whole host of Bat villains who are steampunk guys. There's an old school Poison Ivy. I really like that design. We get an old school Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, and a couple others. Very cool. Really nicely done. So we get to learn a little bit about that. Mary Marvel looking good there. Gosh, what a happy event. And then they fight a giant steampunky robot this time. And it turns out to be their arch villain, the little slug creature who I forget his name. I'm not a huge Captain Marvel fan. I just read one of the old ones, but this really worked out, and they saved the day, and all is well. So good stuff. The backups were all right. The first two, the Gotham by Gaslight and its sequel, were just excellent comics. I plowed through this really quickly. I view those extras as just bonus material and all that, rather than part of the storyline, because the book treated it like that. The paper's a little thin, which is kind of annoying, but I do like having a deluxe hardcover of this and good stuff. So this was about an 8.5 out of 10. So I give this this close to perfect. I think that that middle story with the Titans and all that really just didn't have much to it. But beyond that, this felt very good. So enjoyable stuff. This just came out last week as the recording this video. So check it out. And we will be back soon. Hit that like and subscribe button. See you guys.